to all intents and purposes, PLC stock is already as tokenized as you could want it to be, right? I mean, if you're trading IBM or Microsoft or Google shares, that's kind of about as liquid, manipulable, usable as you're going to want it to be. Where I see a lot of the advantages here are doing tokenization, doing fractionalization for things that are currently too small to fractionalize. Take real estate. If you are retiring and you own a house, you could fractionalize it into 100 pieces, swap it with 100 other people in the same position, and at that point you've basically locked in the value of your house because those risks are not going to be correlated. And just that operation, no new equity is going in. It's just rather than owning 100% of one house, you own 1% of 100 houses. If those houses are peer matched and scattered across the world, you've immediately taken all of the volatility out of that asset. Real estate goes up in your local market, you don't see the benefit. Real estate goes down in the local market, you don't see the cost. You've frozen in your value. And those kinds of things, if you're doing that with tokens, that's kind of a 20-minute job. If you're doing that with paperwork, it's going to take 3 years and cost 5% of the deal. So I think that what happens as you get into these kind of niches is that there are a million places where we could do a better job of handling these kind of assets. And that also applies to things like the complex capital stacks that you get inside of commercial real estate. Chunks of that could be tokenized very, very successfully that currently have no liquid markets. And all of these things, I think, point just in the general direction of, things that are currently slow, bulky, difficult, expensive. You've got tokenization from one side and AI from the other. Very complex financial structures that are very capital efficient could come to all kinds of things where we currently just don't have access to the tooling because the overheads are too high.